The HOA tyrant's downfall. A suburban conspiracy unraveled. The scream shattered our peaceful Tuesday morning like a brick through a window. She's got a gun. Call 911. Before I could process the chaos, Ellen Carver, our HOA president, was jabbing her phone, pointing at my wife, Lauren, who stood calmly holding our newspaper. Within moments, 3 police cruisers screeched into our cul-de-sac, officers leaping out, weapons drawn. "Drop your weapon." "Hands up," they barked. Lauren, unfazed, raised an eyebrow. 42 seconds later, the officers saluted her FBI badge, leaving Ellen's face frozen in shock. What unfolded next exposed a criminal empire that had terrorized our neighborhood for decades, and it all started with a single mistake. Ellen picked a fight with the wrong federal agent. 3 days earlier, we'd pulled into Maple Grove Estates, our new home in a quiet Ohio suburb. I'm Tom Harper, 54, a retired accountant, and Lauren, 52, is a seasoned FBI agent specializing in financial crimes. We'd barely parked our moving truck when Ellen strutted across her pristine lawn, clutching a binder thicker than a dictionary. "Welcome to Maple Grove," she said, her smile sharp as a knife. "I'm Ellen, your HOA president. Read these rules before you unpack." The binder listed absurd regulations. Grass couldn't exceed 2.3 inches, garden hoses had to be black, and even doormats needed approval. When Lauren stepped out, her service weapon visible on her hip, Ellen's eyes narrowed. "That holster's scratched," she hissed. Lauren shrugged. "I'm a federal agent. It gets worn." Ellen's smile vanished. "Federal agent? I've handled your kind before. 23 years here teaches you who thinks they're above the rules." Her tone wasn't just bossy, it was personal, like she held a grudge against badges. That evening, unpacking in our garage, I found a dusty folder behind a shelf. E. Carver, Internal Affairs Investigation, FBI Financial Crimes, 2000. The timeline matched Ellen's cryptic comment. I showed Lauren, who studied it with the intensity she reserves for hunting white-collar criminals. "This isn't a coincidence," she said. "I'm digging into her tomorrow." As we went to bed, I had no idea we'd just moved next to a career criminal who'd spent decades perfecting suburban extortion. The next morning, our doorbell rang at 7 a.m. 3 neighbors, Mike, Lisa, and Henry, stood nervously. "We need to talk about Ellen," Mike whispered. Inside, they spilled a chilling story. Ellen had forced families to replace roofs or fences, draining their savings. The Wilsons, our predecessors, lost their retirement and had to sell. She owns the contractors she recommends through shell companies. Henry, a retired CPA, explained, showing a group chat called Maple Grove Survivors. 12 neighbors had documented Ellen's schemes, but her ties to City Hall and the police chief crushed any resistance. When Lauren descended in her FBI gear, the room hushed. "Federal agent," Henry gasped. "Maybe we've got a shot." Lauren reviewed their evidence, photos, recordings, financial trails, and declared, "This is organized crime. If you're in, we're building a federal case." The neighbors nodded, transformed from victims to rebels. That afternoon, Ellen struck. She and her inspector, Greg, handed me a notice. Our fence violated federal security standards for high-risk personnel, requiring a $73,000 replacement by Fortress Home Solutions, her approved contractor. Within hours, our resistance network exploded with evidence. Lisa recorded Ellen's visit, Mike traced Fortress to Ellen's sister, and Henry linked it to inflated property taxes. Lauren grinned like a hunter spotting prey. "We let her think she's winning while we build a RICO case. I'm calling in federal resources." As Ellen posted online, calling us troublemakers, our team uploaded evidence to an FBI database. The war had begun. Day 3 was chaos. Ellen sent violation notices to every resistant neighbor, Lisa for unauthorized gnomes, Mike for a non-regulation mailbox, and Henry for suspicious activity. Her cruelest move targeted 84-year-old Mrs. Clara, threatening to demolish her front steps as a safety hazard. Clara sobbed as workers arrived, but the neighborhood erupted. Lisa led the charge, followed by Mike and 20 others, phones recording. "Those steps are fine," they shouted. The crew, uncomfortable, packed up. Clara, trembling, revealed a shoebox of 5 years' evidence. Every threat, every fake fine. "I'm old, not stupid," she said. The crowd cheered as Ellen stormed off, defeated but plotting. Lauren turned our kitchen into a war room. She's scared, she said. Desperate criminals make mistakes. Agent Sarah Brooks from Financial Crimes joined remotely, analyzing Clara's recordings. Ellen's voice boasted, Mayor Bradley ensures inspections force them out. Our city deals perfectly. Bradley creates problems. We sell solutions. Another clip was damning. The federal agent needs special handling. Bradley can arrange FBI complaints. Lauren's eyes hardened. That's conspiracy to destroy a federal career. Our neighbors became a task force. Lisa recorded, Mike monitored, and Henry tracked finances. Ellen's social media attacks, labeling Lauren a rogue agent, only fueled our resolve. Day 4 brought the breakthrough. Agent Sarah arrived, turning our home into an FBI command center. Clara's shoebox revealed Ellen's empire. Fake violations, 40% contractor kickbacks, and shell companies tied to her family. Henry's bank statements showed Ellen inflated property values, spiking taxes. Mike intercepted texts between Ellen and city friend, likely Mayor Bradley, plotting to harass residents. Sarah traced Bradley's campaign funds to Ellen's firms, exposing a corruption network. Lauren rallied us. We're going public tomorrow. Every victim, every crime, exposed. As Ellen's lies spread online, our evidence grew ironclad. Day 5 was digital warfare. At dawn, Ellen's TikTok, rogue FBI agent terrorizes suburb, went viral, painting Lauren as a gun-waving tyrant. Comments screamed, defund the FBI. Lauren watched her reputation shred, but our neighbors fought back. Lisa posted videos of Ellen's crew harassing Clara. Mike streamed Clara's shoebox evidence. Henry exposed Ellen's financial scams. Clara's granddaughter, a lawyer, shared court documents online. By noon, news outlets clamored for interviews. Lauren, in full FBI regalia, held a press conference on our lawn. Ellen Carver runs a criminal enterprise stealing millions, she declared, presenting bank records and recordings. Neighbors shared stories. Clara's fiery speech about losing her savings moved the crowd. Ellen's counter-press conference, flanked by 5 loyalists who'd profited from her schemes, claimed Lauren weaponized federal power. But her fatal error came when she accidentally posted in the public neighborhood chat. Bradley confirms city council will revoke FBI permits. Financial probe starts Monday. We control local government. Lauren sent the screenshot to every newsroom. By evening, Ellen's narrative collapsed. Her hacked account, excuse flopped, and late-night shows mocked her, HOA Karen blunder. Public opinion flipped. Lauren was now the hero fighting corruption. Day 6 was the final battle at the city council meeting. News vans lined the streets. Protesters chanted, Stop HOA tyranny. Inside, Ellen, dressed like a suburban saint, claimed Lauren intimidated her. But Lauren stood, FBI badge gleaming. Ellen Carver's stolen millions through fraud and extortion, she said, distributing evidence folders. Sarah announced 17 federal indictments against Ellen, Bradley, and 5 others for racketeering and civil rights violations. Clara, 84, stood tall, her shoebox evidence detailing years of abuse. Neighbors testified. Lisa lost $15,000, Mike refinanced his home, and Henry exposed tax scams. Ellen's recordings played. Bradley creates problems, we profit. The chamber gasped. Ellen screamed, out of context, but federal agents cuffed her and Bradley mid-meeting. The aftermath was swift. Ellen got 35 years in prison, Bradley 40. 12 city officials were arrested. Maple Grove's HOA was reformed, with Clara elected president. Lauren, promoted to senior special agent, led a national HOA fraud task force. Our neighborhood bloomed gardens, barbecues, and a community center in Ellen's old house, with a plaque. Evil triumphs when good people stay silent. Property values rose, debts were repaid, and Mike, wrongly jailed years ago due to Ellen's tampering, won $47 million, funding a foundation for the unjustly convicted. 6 months later, I write this from my office, staring at our unchanged fence. Kids play, neighbors wave. Maple Grove is a true community, healed by courage. Ellen thought she'd crush us, but she united us. Power isn't in clipboards or connections, it's in people who refuse to stay silent. What do you think? Have you faced a bully like Ellen, wielding power to silence others? Should communities fight back with evidence or risk escalation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate power, injustice, and how far we should go for justice. Your voice matters.